Hi, good morning and welcome to my Bajerski YouTube channel, your YouTube channel for uplifting, inspiring and sometimes controversial topics, which I often try and find the balance there, light-hearted, deep. I try and find the balance. Sometimes I'll do crystals, sometimes I'll talk about, how to cleanse ourselves. So I try and get a nice balance. I think a lot of YouTube channels out there kind of specifically target one thing, and I like a real mixed diversion of different energies, especially when the world is changing ever so quickly at the moment. So it's a great day. Thanks for all your comments, by the way. I tried my best to send as many people a copy of Diary of an Accidental Psychic PDF. I said I was just going to do it that day, but I've done it a few days. I've gone through them and done my best to send you them. A lot of them bounced back, so your emails weren't correct, or I don't know why, but they bounced back. So don't think I missed you out. I didn't. I sent them to you, but a lot of them bounced back. So I don't know why. I'm not into any of this computer tech stuff, but if you didn't receive it, then just send me another link underneath this and I'll do my best to send it again when I have time. Anyway, guys, today's a beautiful day. It's a hot day. If you guys are in England, then you'll understand what it's like here in most of the summer. It's predominantly very, very hot, and spending all the time up on a mountain can be a little bit like cabin fever. You need to get yourself out. So I often go down to the beach to cleanse and clear. A lot of us are going through issues of life where we struggle to understand why we behave the way we do, and we are complicated, imperfect in every different way, but perfectly imperfect. So one of the things that we struggle to understand is a really simple concept, and that concept is, get ready for it, the title will be we become what we hate. And it's a very raw and meaningful subject to me, because I suffered 38 years with this, possibly I would say maybe from the passing of my mum, but before that, because my dad was abusive. So I could see that energy of hate, and it's not a good energy for anybody to be around. So if you are somebody who's suffering from this now, it's really good opportunity for you to see this video as synchronicity, as you've brought here to be able to clear this. And believe it or not, it's easy to clear. It isn't difficult at all. You just need to know how to tackle it, that's all. It's just something that you need to look at, and most of us haven't time to look at anything. We're too busy looking at everything else outside rather than inside. So that's the first thing you need to do. Stop. Stop. What do you mean stop? Yes, stop. Slow down. Slow down. Relax. How do you relax? It's a good point. So here we go. We become what we hate because of the energy of hate. Hate is very infectious. It really is. And it can pass really quickly onto other people. The energy is just an energy. You name it hate because it's a word we can use and associate with, but it is an energy. It's very dense, it's very heavy, and when you are in the company of somebody in hate, you know how powerful and strong and how easy it is to have it enter your energy. It's too easy. I think a lot of the times, if you're a really good, kind, caring person, you stand there and you absorb it because you want, first of all, you want to understand why this person is in the energy of hate, why and how you're able to recognize it, feel it, and then maybe come up with a solution. For you to help somebody with hate energy is pretty difficult if you're trying to either force it or trying to put it to them. I think that's always a difficult one. I think by being simply you and shining your light, then the person who is in the hate energy will feel your energy of love. It will then become even more evident to them, so they'll get even more angry. but at least they're starting to understand and see the difference between your happy energy and their hate energy. And when they see that, they get even more angry with themselves, and they will attack you and fight you and get angry with you. That's a normal reaction. Actually, that's a good reaction, by the way. That's their first step to realizing that eventually that's really when they're about to fall, when they really break up and spew this hate energy. Because remember, it's infectious. It's not their fault. You're thinking that they're hate. They're not hate. They're love. They're beautiful people like you and me. They're your brother and sister. They're just being attached by this dark force, which is called hate. And you can't blame anybody for having this attachment of hate, because it can happen to you as it did to me. So you've got to see it from a perspective of not the person, but an energy which is like a dark force that's attached to them. And you've got to think, wow, and then send them a prayer and love. This is why I always say, you know what, don't fight with people who are angry, because all what happens is you become in that same energy, and that darkness then loves it and then attaches to you, and therefore it spreads. So, hate is infectious. Hate is energy. Darkness is infectious. You can see it's all over the world. But there are light workers who are realizing that if you don't get involved with that darkness, if you just simply send your light, then whatever's happening to an individual, whether it's your brother, sister, mother, grandma, children, you, whatever, it is something that needs to be recognized by them or yourself. So if you're suffering with hate because you think you hate somebody because they've done something, then all you're in is the energy of dark and dense. And guess what? Guess what it's doing? When you're in that energy thinking of somebody that you hate, guess what? Guess what's happening? Hate is eating you. It's basically like a disease, and it's eating inside your very core, your spirit, and your heart, basically. It's a real target for the heart. The brain thrives on hate energy. The brain loves it because it's always working to a solution to helping fix the problem. And a lot of the times I've noticed in hate energy that the brain loves to exaggerate that energy of what you hate or what somebody else hates. So the brain is always coming up with amazing new ideas of how you can hate somebody even more. That's why I say the brain is a wonderful, beautiful tool if it's used in the right way. So for me, whenever I use my brain, it's really simple. I cross the road, I look left, I look right. I take a book, I read it, I use my brain to read. When I'm signing paperwork for solicitors, I use my brain to read, but that's it. When I wake up in the morning, I make my breakfast, I look for things. That's how I use my brain. But I don't use my brain in circumstances like we're talking about today. It is totally and utterly the worst thing you can do. So in theory, what we talk about in the sense of we become what we hate is really simple. Take for instance my father, I could have hated my father for what he did to me. But do you know what I decided to do? One day I realized that hate, the energy of hate, was too heavy a burden. You've heard this expression, it's too heavy. It's too heavy. And that hate energy eats away at your physical body, and it did me. It eats away at your spiritual core. It dilutes everything that is pure within you. It is the poison to your beautiful love and powerful flow of life. So I'm trying to make you understand that it's never anything personal, and it's only the brain doing what it does, and the person who does what they do is doing it because they're in hate energy, okay? They're in the darkness. So, like my father, his darkness was easy to see. He hated his life. He hated the work that he did, and he was frustrated with his life. So the only way he could release his frustration is by beating people, by hurting people, by saying hurtful things, by looking at people and getting angry because he saw them who were happy, and that made him fuel even more anger. So he didn't believe people were happy. He always said that's not true. They can't be happy, because he wasn't happy. So when you're in the company of anybody in hate, it's hard for them to believe anything anybody says, which is love. So if you're feeling happy, they don't believe that. They can't believe it because their energy is just pure hate. It's impossible for them to understand what love is if they're vibrating on the energy of hate. So if you, like me, I often tell you guys, the one time that I really laughed is when I went training and the guy said to me, punch the punch bag. So I punched it. He says, no, punch it properly. And I punched it. And he said, no, hang on, Matt, look. Just do me a favour. Just give me a second now. Give yourself a second. And before you hit the bag, think of somebody you hate and then hit the bag. So I'm like this thinking. And after 2 minutes, he says, come on then. And I said, I can't. And he said, why? I said, because I don't hate anybody. And he gave up on me. So I gave the bag a hug. And that's a true story. I don't hate anybody. If I hate you, then I hate myself. How can I love myself if I'm in the energy of hating somebody? There's people in this village who think really bad of me, but I still love them every day. I send them love because I know they don't hate me. They're just in the energy of hate. So they hate everything. They hate their life. They hate their job. They hate everything. It's not me. It's nothing personal. If somebody says they hate you, it's not that they hate you. They hate themselves. They hate life. Therefore, if you realize that, then you just clear hate out of the way and you bring love in. And love is a powerful healing energy for your body that heals you, strengthens you, and above all, brings miracles into your life. So I hope I've dispelled the energy of hate for you. I hope you understand what that means now. You become what you hate. If I was to hate my father and see all the bad things he used to do to me, guess where I am? I'm in his energy of hate. There you go. It's spread. It's now attached to me. Ha ha, says the darkness. Another one we've got. No, actually, darkness, not at all. Here's my tennis racket. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to drop it down. I ain't playing your game. You see, it's that simple. So when anybody ever causes you any issue because of what they do to you, you must instantly stop and remember, you become what you hate. Say that and remember this message today. Mark says that if I get involved with their weaknesses and their sufferings and their issues, then I will become what they want me to become. And do you know why they want you to become that? Because it reassures them that it's normal. But hey guys, it isn't normal. What's normal is this: being happy, filling your life with joy, beautiful people. So say goodbye today to the haters. Say goodbye today to them. Shine your light, and hopefully one day they will see you in that light and say, you know what? I now see something else. I know I'm dark and I need to clear this and I want to be light. So hopefully they will change because of who you are, not what you say to them. Never ever fight darkness in that way, because you will lose. You will always lose if you try and fight darkness, because even though you are right, even though you are pure and loving and you are wanting to shine this warrior energy of love to them, it will never ever attach to them. Darkness is always there around them. It is only the person that can heal themselves from it. It's a bit like a child. You say to your child every day, don't do this because of that. And your child doesn't listen. And then one day, out of nowhere, somebody comes along and says the same thing and your child listens and goes, oh, wow. And you think, I've been saying this all these years. Because it wasn't you. It wasn't your moment to do that. It's for them to do it, not for you. Let it go. Let them go. Let your family members go who are causing suffering to themselves. Don't be involved in it. Send them away. Remember, with love, not with anger, not with fear, not with being afraid of... Just send them away with love. I send you away with love, meaning that you walk away and let them get on with their life. And like I said to everybody, if you were to pass away today, this morning, right now, do you think their life would stop? No, it wouldn't. It'd continue. So whether you are in their life or not will make no difference. So make the difference for yourself. Leave them for you. And like I did, sometimes some of the best families in the world live 2,000 miles apart. No, I'm only kidding. You know what I mean, guys. You've got to give yourself that space. Don't fight. Don't get involved with issues. And above all, remember the most important thing about this message. What is the most important thing? You. You are the most important thing. Do you believe that? I mean, do you really truly believe that? Because if you don't, that breaks my heart. You have come to this world on your own, and you're going to leave on your own. And when you get back home, you're going to ask yourself, did I live in the energy of love or hate? We all suffer hate. We all do. Pain is inevitable, but the suffering is optional. It's up to us now. It is our time. The meek shall inherit the earth. It's about time, eh? So come on, let's make the change today. Let's be the change for the haters to see. And hopefully, just hopefully, we can bring a little light into people's lives by being the example for others. Have a great day, guys. I love you all. Take care. Thank you for subscribing to Matt Bajerski YouTube channel. Hey, what did I hear the other day? Push the button for a bing for the next video, because apparently there's a button somewhere that you can push and then it gives you an alert to one of my videos so you can be the first. Do you know why? Because a lot of the times I've always said in the next hour I'm going to do something, and a lot of you miss it, possibly because you're asleep in the other part of the world. But you know what? No, you don't need to press that button, because I'm always going to try and help you no matter where you are. Just like the book I've just done. It wasn't an hour. It's been 2 days and I'm still sending you the book because I care and love you. Have a great day, guys, from my heart to yours. Take care. Thank you for subscribing to Matt Bajerski YouTube channel, and thank you for one of the best ever weeks I've ever had on mattbajerski.com. Thank you for loving my brand new crystal collection. I work on them every hour, every day. There's my new collection I'm working on today. 34 beautiful crystals from around the world, all for you. Worked upon with love. Bye, guys.